A famous writer was once asked the question, how do you become a writer? He answered, you sit down and write. That's it. But there is more to becoming a writer than just sitting down and writing. There is the whole question of what to write about. You could be sitting down and writing every day, but if you don't know what to write about, you'll never become a writer. So he was only partially right. It takes more than that to become a writer. You have to find something to write about. I was recently asked by someone how one can find their purpose in life. I thought about it for a moment and said, you sit down and find it. Not very helpful. I know, but it's true. It takes more than that to find your purpose in life. You have to sit down and find it. But how do you find it? Well, here's one way. Find something that you care about. This isn't easy to do. Finding something that you care about is like searching for a needle in a haystack. But when you find it, it's worth it. Think about what you get excited about. What makes you angry? What makes you laugh? What makes you cry? These are all things that you care about. They're all things that you could write about, or in the case of anger, things you should write about. I'm just kidding, sort of. If you're a people watcher, which I am, you can watch people going about their daily business and get ideas from what you see. A while back, I noticed a mother who was trying to corral her 3 kids into a restaurant. The kids were running around like, well, kids do. The mother was having a hard time keeping track of them. I thought to myself that would make a great children's story. And it did. I wrote that story. I didn't pursue it because of my commitment to this channel, but it was a fun story to write. It was something I cared about. I've written other stories about children. I've written stories about parents. I've written stories about teachers because these are things that I care about. They're things that I'm passionate about. Find something you're passionate about, something that gets you excited, something that makes you want to create. When I was younger, I wanted to be a journalist. I thought I could change the world with my writing. I thought I could be the voice for those who didn't have one. I still think that, but I've come to realize it's a lot harder to change the world with your writing than I thought back then. Don't get me wrong, you can do it. It just takes a lot longer than you think and a lot more words. But I digress. The point is to find something you care about, something you're passionate about, and write about that. Write about what you know. You've heard the expression, write what you know. I'm sure you have. It's good advice. You can write about anything, but it's a lot easier to write about something you know about. That doesn't mean you can't write about things outside of your experience. You can. It just means that it might take a little more research on your part. And let's face it, research is boring. Writing is hard enough as it is. Why make it harder on yourself? So find something you know about, something you care about, something you're passionate about, and write about that. That's how you become a writer. That's how you find your purpose. And no, it doesn't have to be about changing the world. It can be about changing someone's life. Or maybe you just want to write stories about magical talking trees. That's okay too. I'm not here to judge, I'm just here to tell you that it's possible. You can do it. It just takes a little work. And if anyone knows how hard it is to find your purpose, it's me. Look at the path that I've taken. I went to college to be a journalist. I worked for a while as a journalist, and then I became a corporate drone for a while. All the while I was writing stories in the back of my mind. Finally, I had a wake-up call. I realized that I wasn't happy being a corporate drone. I wasn't happy being a journalist. So I started my own business, and that's when things took off for me. I found my passion, something that I cared about, and I shared it with others. So if you're out there thinking that you'll never find your purpose, stop it. Stop right now. You're wrong. You will find it. It may take some time, but it'll be worth it. You just sit down and find it.